What's going on, everyone? It's Ozzy from OzTalksHW, and I am very excited for this video. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw the tease, but I have a huge update to my personal editing and gaming rig. As many of you know, I currently have an i5-3550, 16GB of DDR3 memory, and an RX 480 8GB reference. For gaming, it's pretty cool, but the issue is I don't game too often because of school. I'm mostly editing and rendering videos. Now, this is a nice little CPU for that, but I could definitely use some more power. Previously, I had an Athlon 860K overclocked to 4.5 running on water. The i5 was better than the 860K, though it wasn't terribly noticeable. But since then, I have upgraded to a computer that I can finally call high-end, or at least higher mid-range, mostly because I still have the RX 480 on me, but the rest of the build is definitely up there. So today I'd like to present my current rig. It's unnamed as I still have no clue what to name it, but you guys will fix that issue soon enough. More on that later on in the video. The PC will be using an R7-1700 courtesy of AMD. It's a fantastic little chip for what it's worth, and I would definitely be using it to its fullest extent. For $329, I'd recommend it to anyone, especially when paired with decent cooling and a nice motherboard. That's also a pretty awesome segue for my next two parts, the CPU cooler and the motherboard. My CPU cooler is the Noctua NH-U12S, again courtesy of AMD. I've tested it out on the 1800X and pulled 72 degrees Celsius at 4.05. For 65, I love it. I also prefer air to water cooling, so it fits my style well. As for the motherboard, I'm rocking the Gigabyte AX370 Gaming 5, courtesy of AMD yet again. It has all of the fancy schmancy RGB lights on it, lots of expansion, and is great for overclocking. Hopefully I can push my RAM into the 3000 range. It cashes in for about 200 bucks. Speaking of RAM, I'm running 16 gigabytes of DDR4 Corsair memory clocked at 2133. I have been able to push it to 2933 through an XMP profile, but I have not manually overclocked it and played around with timings just yet. Over the next couple of days, I definitely will spend some time tinkering with it. RAM prices are also pretty disgusting right now, so this kit goes for around 100 bucks, unfortunately. My video card is the trusty 8GB reference RX 480. I've used this for almost a year now, and I love it, simply because it plays all the games I need it to play at my desired settings. I chose reference because I used it to build a mini ITX build earlier this year, and the blower fan helps rid all that hot air that can get trapped in small form factor cases. My storage is also unchanged. I'm rocking a Kingston 128GB SSD and a 2.5-inch 1TB hard drive for videos and games. I'll probably pick up another terabyte in the near future, as I'm currently cutting it close with space. The build will be powered by an older 750-watt power supply I picked up from Craigslist months ago for only 30 bucks. It's an 80+ certified Saphir power supply that comes with all of the cords I need for Crossfire if I desire to do so. Unfortunately, it's not modular, so I will have to deal with that the hard way. Lastly, all of this will be housed inside of the elegant BitPhoenix Aurora, courtesy of BitPhoenix. It's a mid-tower ATX case with a sleek front plastic design and very pretty side windows that give a tinted glimpse of the parts inside. It's also made for RGB builds, which is great because I have a few RGB LEDs and fans from BitPhoenix. They sent me two white 140mm fans and a couple magnetic LED strips for the case. In total, excluding the fans and LED strips, everything here is around $1,100. Keep in mind that I bought a lot of these parts when they first released and some of them used, so your mileage may vary. I also could have built this cheaper myself, but a lot of these parts here are sponsored, so take that into account as well. You can build a similar computer for about $1,000 today. Weirdly enough, the most I have ever spent on a computer for myself is about 600 bucks. Yet, I'm spending $1,000 on this computer, and it's considered lower end of the spectrum for workstations. Just kind of weird overall, and I'm very excited to use it. Now, building the computer was pretty simple. I prepared the case for the motherboard and GPU, and then installed the power supply and routed the cables. After that, I installed the CPU, RAM, and CPU cooler on the Gaming 5 motherboard and screwed everything into place. Afterwards, I plugged in the front panel connectors, the motherboard connectors, installed the storage drives, and the front intake fans. Lastly, I got the GPU nice and snug and plugged everything in. Boom, my budget workstation is up and ready for action.
Women all around.
So yeah, that's the computer now. With a quick and dirty overclock, I can get the CPU to 3.9 running at 1.4 volts. I'm sure when I have more time, I can dial down the voltage a bit, but for now I'm pretty satisfied. I peak at around 72 degrees and have a 1675 Cinebench score. As for the benchmarks of my newfound beauty, I'll just roll them. Just here they are.
Last night a DJ saved my life from a broken heart. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life with a song.
It's not a problem that I can't fix, cause I can do it in the mix. And if your man gives you...
So what do I think of my very first high-end PC? I absolutely love it. My previous computers were great, but this is a night and day difference, especially in editing and rendering. I am very, very glad with my purchases. But I'm sure a lot of you are here for the 1700X giveaway, so I'm going to jump right into that. I will be giving away a brand new 1700X internationally, and it's really easy to enter. You don't even have to be subscribed. Just comment down below what I should name my new computer and why, and then enter your name with the Gleam link down below. You can get more entries for following Phoenix and AMD on Twitter because they did sponsor this video and this giveaway, but directions for that are all in the Gleam link. I will be contacting the winner through business email, so be sure to check your email. The contest ends April 14th, so you have about 3 weeks to enter. That's about it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then leave a like, and if you loved it, definitely subscribe because I have a lot more videos like this and more content like this in the near future. Until then, I will see you guys later.